Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti. I am MrPhotographer.com. A couple weeks ago, I did a post-processing challenge. I took this horribly washed out image and I took it into Luminar and I processed it into this. A day or two later, I did the same challenge, but this time I took the same exact image and processed it in Lightroom and came up with this. In this video, I'm going to take that same horrible washed out image and process it in Capture One. If you haven't seen any of the first two videos, the video where I processed it in Luminar and the second video where I processed this image in Lightroom, there'll be links to both of those videos in the description below this video. Also, I'll have all my camera gear I used, the settings I used, and the exposure info in the description below this video as well. Now, I'm just going to process this the best I can in Capture One. Now, I'm not concerned with trying to make it look exactly like the Luminar version or the Lightroom version. I just want to use Capture One to make it look as good as possible. Some backstory for those of you that didn't see those previous two videos. It was a super hot day. It was around high noon. It was approaching 100 degrees. And as you could see, it was super hazy. So I ended up with this raw file. Not very good, but I think you'll see I could make it look decent in Capture One. Now, when I process, I like to start out with either cropping or leveling or both. In this case, I'm not going to do any cropping, but it is crooked. So I'm going to straighten it. I'm going to go up to the straighten tool, which is up here in the tool and cursor well right there. And I'm just going to go to the left. There's really not a defined or a very well-defined horizontal line or vertical line, but we do have this kind of crease that's in this cliff face. And I'm going to assume that's pretty much horizontal. So I'm going to go to the far left, click with the left mouse button, hold in the left mouse button, go over to the right. I'm just going to go up a little bit above it, just a little bit, like right there. And I'd say that that's straightened. So that's good. Now I don't have to click with Capture One. I don't have to click like an accept button or a done button. I just could go to the one of the other cursor tools. I'm going to go to the hand tool and it accepted that straightening. So we're all set. Now I'm going to jump around a little bit. As you could tell, I have my workspace customized to my workflow. I'll have a link in the description below the video where I demo how to do that if you're interested in doing that. But even my workflow isn't really adequate for this because it's so hazy. Now I'm going to jump around because of that. I'm going to go to curves right away and do something with the haze. And as you can see with curves, when we're in the RGB channel, we have the shadows area on the far left. But in the background behind the diagonal line, you can see there's a little bit of a histogram there. What I need to do is really just take this at the far left and drag it over to the edge of that histogram. And that should take care of much of the haze. And you can see it did. Now, the highlights, on the other hand, they're not bad. I mean, I could pull them to the left a little bit. And you'd want to bring it like to this edge of the histogram maybe. But that's not too bad at all. So that alone got rid of a lot of the haze. Now I'm going to I think I'll jump to white balance now, and I'm going to correct the white balance. It was really a lot warmer than this looks. It was half in the shade. You can see it's brighter over here. So I want to correct the white balance. I'm just going to get the eyedropper, and we got this kind of slate rock over here, and I'm just going to click on that to see how that looks. I'll click around a couple different areas till I see what I like. And I kind of like it right there. So that might be a touch warm, but I'm going to leave it right there. And to get rid of the eyedropper now, all I need to do is, again, click on one of the other cursor tools. I'll click on the hand tool, and we're done with white balance. I think I'll jump to high dynamic range. We'll open up the shadows a little bit. I want to try to even out the lighting. As you can see, the right-hand diagonal quarter or third is a lot brighter than the other diagonal corner. So I want to take care of that. I'll try to rein in the highlights a little bit. So that looks a little better. We'll go to exposure. I'll add some contrast. I got a question. People were wondering what's the difference between exposure and brightness. Exposure will increase or decrease the exposure of every single pixel equally. Brightness, on the other hand, will increase or decrease the exposure of the midtones more so than the highlights and shadows. So if you have an image with like muddy midtones, you're better with the brightness slider. You'll get a better rendering with the brightness slider as compared to the exposure slider, which will brighten up everything equally. I'm going to bring saturation up a touch, maybe around 10. We'll go to levels. I'm going to go to this shadows or black side, and I'm going to pull this in. Now, typically, I would pull this all the way in, usually to the edge of the histogram, but in this case, because of that haze and because I already adjusted the curve tool for this, kind of threw off this tool. So I'm just going to adjust it for eyesight and see how it looks. Bring that in just a touch. This one a little more. So far, so good. It's coming along. If you want to see the before and after, hold in the Alt or Option key. It's Alt if you have PC, Option if you have a Mac, and click on this arrow, this back arrow with the line on it, while holding in the Alt and Option key. Hold in that key, and you can see there's before and there's after. That is, of course, after the straightening, so it's not showing the crooked image. So we worked our way through pretty well. Now, I've mentioned in those previous videos, there's no noise in this image at all. I think it was like at the lowest ISO the camera had, probably ISO 64. Again, that info will be in the description below the video. So I am not going to do anything with noise reduction, but I will jump down to sharpening, and I will sharpen it considerably. And I do want to even out the lighting a little bit, like I've done with the previous two iterations of this in the other two applications. So I'm going to go up where this little brush is and click and hold with the left mouse button. And I'm going to draw a linear gradient mask. You can see the keyboard shortcut is G. And I'm going to put it diagonally so the mask will more affect this brighter side. So I'm going to click right about here and drag to the left like that. So now every adjustment I do will more affect this side. And what I'll do is I'll go to the high dynamic range and I'll rein those highlights in. I don't think I need to open shadows up, but I'll just rein the highlights in on that side. So it just, I think, makes it look a little more balanced. You could argue you don't like that, but I like that. I think that did a pretty good job. Let's see. Where should I go from here? Let's jump back up to exposure and let's add some contrast here. See, that's brightening up that area. Oh, you know what? This is a rookie mistake. I'm on the wrong layer. See, I'm on layer 1. This is my gradient that I just added. So I need to go to the background layer. And then I'm going to add more contrast there. All right. And then I think I'll take brightness down a little bit. And I'm thinking that's looking pretty decent. I'm going to do a tiny bit of dodging and burning. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get another layer. So I'm going to click on the plus sign, hold in the left mouse button, and I'm going to get a new empty layer. And I covered this in video 3, some dodging and burning. So what I want to do here is I want to get the brush. I'm going to hit the B key for the keyboard shortcut for the brush. Again, it's right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to exposure, and I'll bring exposure down a little bit. And I just want to affect in here. Of course, not that much. All right. And then what we'll do is we'll come back and readjust exposure. Just want to bring that down just a touch. So I think that's decent. Next is I'm going to get another new empty layer. And for this one, I'm going to brighten up the waterfall. So for this, I'll bring exposure up a little bit. And I'll get a smaller brush. I'll hit the left bracket key to make my brush a little smaller. If you want to see the brush attributes, right-click with your mouse, and you have the brush settings here. So you could change these settings. What I'm going to do is leave it right about like that, and I'm going to just brighten up that waterfall touch because I want people to look at the waterfall. Now, I made a mistake. I went over a little bit over here. So what I need to do is go to the eraser, the erase mask. I'll get a smaller brush with the left bracket key, and I'll clean this up over here because I didn't want to do that. Clean it up a little bit on that side as well. So that's starting to come around. I'll go back to the hand tool. Again, I'll do a before after. I'm going to hold that Alt or Option key in and click on this backward arrow. There's before and there's after. And I think that actually looks pretty good. I mean, compared to where we came from. So I am just going to go down to the vignette and I'm going to add a darker vignette on it. And I'm going to consider this done. I think that vignette might be a little too dark. And actually, I'm going to leave it elliptic on crop. Yeah, like that. I kind of fuss with vignettes more than I should, but I think that looks decent. So here is our Capture One version. Here is our Luminar 3 version. And here is our Lightroom version. They all look totally different. And of course, photography is very subjective, so you may like one over the other. That doesn't necessarily mean that that application is better than the other two applications. That just means that on that day when I processed it, I ended up processing it so it looked like this in Luminar, this in Lightroom, and today this in Capture One. So what I think the exercise proves is that you could use any of these three applications to process this horribly, horribly washed out image into something that is acceptable. And if you really want to make it fit a specific style that is unique to you, you probably will be able to do that with either of these applications. Now, I think if you guys want me to, I'll do this a little further. Of course, I have a lot of videos on On1 Photo Raw. I could do this in On1 Photo Raw, and I have other videos on Exposure X4. I could process this in Exposure X4 as well. Just let me know in the comments below. And I'd just like to thank everyone who watches my videos. I know I say that in every video, but I just want you to know that it's really sincere. I don't just say it. I really do appreciate everyone watching my videos and all the kind words everyone offers. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys soon.